Hi.
Hello.
Welcome. Just so you think you're
Welcome
iconic.
to So You Think You're Iconic.
Oh,
The better half of me has not been feeling well.
oh no. I will tell you why right now.
Yay.
So, I went to a place that had giant mimosas. Never again.
Yeah. If you watched
Never.
our last episode, we mentioned child-sized mimosas.
It
And
it was truly child size.
yeah,
I,
Jordan
I
went and got one.
I don't remember most of what happened. I remember like fragments. I remember throwing up in their bathroom, and I
Hmm.
and I tried to clean it up, but who knows what that looked like. Um, I remember my cousin driving me to her house, and then I think she made me go for a walk. Don't remember. That could have been a dream. I don't really know. Because the
Wow.
next thing I remember, I woke up in her house several hours later. That's all I remember. And I
Yeah,
think I,
and it took you how long?
huh?
Like it took you like an hour and a half to drink the whole thing?
Mm-hmm.
And what prompted the whole child size mimosa thing was that did you send it to me or did I send it to you?
I sent it to you.
Jordan sent me a TikTok about a girl who drank a child size mimosa in under 15 minutes.
Yeah. Don't know how she did that.
Yeah, don't know how she did that. If you're having that bad of a reaction and it took you almost 2 hours to drink it.
But yeah, I threw up a lot. A lot. And
Yeah,
here we are 3 days later, and I still feel like crap. Never again.
never again.
I might never drink again. So let's,
That might just cured you.
yeah, I am now in the sober lifestyle. Let's keep that going because that was a
We love
literal.
we love water.
We love
We
water.
love water.
Yeah, no more devil's nectar. No, no, no,
No more.
no
It's
more.
just straight water now.
Hmm. On a good note though,
Hmm.
I got my first dose of my vaccine on Monday. That was
Yeah, you
great.
did.
The army guys
Congrats.
were talking about me like literally right next to me, but
Yeah.
that was great. Literally window open, they were like 6 feet away. I could hear
Yeah.
everything they were saying, but yeah, they were just sitting there like, he looks kind of young. And I was like, I'm right here. And like,
Right.
and they were just like, he was like, hey, how old is he? Because they had to check my ID. He was like,
Yeah.
oh, he's old enough. And I was like, why don't you just ask me?
Right.
I'm right here.
At this point, I am in the conversation because I've
Mm-hmm.
heard everything at this point.
Hear every single word you're saying. Just because you're wearing a mask doesn't mean I can't hear you.
And it's not like I don't know who you're talking about.
Yeah, you're obviously talking like I'm the only young person here. Yes,
Right. Right.
like the line is full of old white people. Like I can see that you're talking about me.
Right. Right.
But yeah, I got it. It didn't hurt. I didn't have any side effects. Great, great time.
Yay.
I go back. I go back on the 15th for my second one. And
Oh, I
then
thought you had to wait a lot longer than that.
I think it's only like 20 days.
Okay. Yeah,
And then
not bad.
after that, it's time for me to go all out, do something. Who knows? So yeah, when it's your turn to get yours, hurry the fuck up. So, because my birthday is in July and I would like to do something.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I was thinking maybe I could grab Sabrina because she's getting vaccinated this week. I
Awesome.
was I was thinking maybe I could grab her. We could go to Magic Mountain again, Magic Mountain 2.0. That was a fun trip. I would also like to go to I would also like to go to Universal Studios so I can use my Harry Potter wand that I bought like
Oh
3 or 4 years ago
yeah.
and never used.
I haven't been to Universal since I don't know, oh 09.
Oh my gosh, if I go, I'm kidnapping you too. Like I kidnapped Sabrina for every trip, and we're gonna
True.
go. I'm gonna get Leslie too. I'm gonna kidnap her too.
Yeah, let's do it.
So yeah, that's been my week. Super fun.
Super fun.
Recommend.
Or not.
How was your week, Ben Kelly?
It was pretty good. I went hiking this week. Um, yeah, yesterday I accidentally got something lodged in my foot. So that was fun.
Fun.
Yeah, it makes walking super hard, but it's fine. Um a kind of sizable hole in my heel, but
Yeah, you'll be fine.
it's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
I'll walk it off.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
I know you're not that big of a sportsman, but first baseball game today for the San Francisco Giants.
Oh,
Super
okay.
exciting.
I like going to baseball games.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, spring training, let's go.
Oh, it's not even a real season. Never mind.
No, it's not real season yet. Real
Never mind.
season like end of March, early April.
You got me a little bit excited for nothing.
I know, I'm sorry. Wait, but by the time you like baseball season actually starts, you'll be wholly vaccinated. If they open up any games, you could go.
I could. Will I though? We'll
Will you
see.
though?
We'll see.
So that's
Uh,
me.
that's cool. So let's just get into it.
Yeah.
The movie for this week, The Roommate.
Yes. The roommate
It has a whopping 3% on
on
Rotten
Rotten
Tomatoes.
Tomatoes.
I think it should be a little bit higher, but it's still.
Yeah, it did not deserve the 3%.
But I understand where they're coming from.
Yeah, I understand where they're coming
I
from.
understand where they're coming from. So let's
But
just
like I feel like because I will never watch Cats, I don't think it's below Cats.
probably not.
Yeah. Because I mean, if I'm freaked out by the Cats animation, and that's mm-mm.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
So let's just get into it.
Yeah.
So the movie starts off with Sarah Matthews, played by Minka Kelly, and she's arriving for her first day of college in LA. She's originally from Iowa, so she's all starstruck because she gets to see like sunlight and the beach and stuff they don't have in Iowa.
Right.
Palm trees.
Palm trees, the ocean.
Yeah, it's her freshman year, even though she looks like she's in her late 20s.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everyone in this movie looks so old.
They really do though. They look like they should be at least in their senior year.
Yeah, and that's putting it nicely.
And that's putting it nicely.
That's putting it nicely.
Also, tell me why, like the first, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes when they're like doing regular college stuff, I'm just like just tearing apart how they're like depicting college because literally Sarah shows up to on like move-in day with one suitcase and two
One
duffel bags.
suitcase. I was
And
like,
one of the duffel bags is like one of like a carry-on.
yeah.
I'm like, that is not realistic at all, especially if it's your freshman year at college.
Also, she's supposed to be like poor, I guess.
Yeah,
Why would she go to this expensive school in the middle of LA?
right. Right.
Also, she took a cab from, I'm guessing, LAX to the school that could not have
Mm-hmm.
been cheap
Right.
at all.
Even for when this movie came out, it does not matter.
No.
It would have been freaking expensive.
This is like 2011 and she still has a flip phone. So that's how you know
Yeah,
she is
yeah,
poor.
right.
Uh,
Also, like the dorm rooms, super
so
nice,
nice.
by the way.
Yeah, I was like,
Like,
whoa.
mm, they
Like
had the room was huge,
the room was huge. And their like
and the
common
bathrooms were
area,
nice.
their common area had like flat screen TVs. I was like,
Right,
whoa.
right,
Whoa.
right. Like, sheesh, my dorm sucked.
It did. It did.
Mm-hmm.
Have
It
I
did.
been have I been in your dorm room? No, because we weren't allowed to. But I could
But
I
you
could
could
tell. I
assume.
could
You could
assume
assume.
by the rest of the
Yeah,
dorm.
yeah. No, I had
Like
a
like in that communal kitchen, I could tell.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I mean, one year, me and my roommate had a like our heater, like one of those old like radiators. It was on 24/7, almost all the time. So we had to have our window open. all the time. And like it would screech in the middle of the night. I don't know what
Oh,
it was, but it would just screech in the middle of
that
the night. And like,
that's not terrifying.
mm-mm.
Well,
After a while, I was just like, mm-mm.
see, I stayed home for
Yeah, you
college.
did.
I I saved money. I saved my sanity,
Sort of.
sort of, and I had a lot more freedom.
Mm-hmm.
Well, especially compared to the college you went to, but
Yeah, I went to a private college, y'all.
yeah, they didn't even have co-ed dorms. They had like
No, we did
separate
not have
dorms,
co-ed dorms.
and
Men
like,
were not allowed
and
above the first floor
yeah,
unless you were maintenance.
literally, they were so separate. The guys' dorm was like a mile away from where the
Yeah,
girls' dorms are.
yeah, yeah.
So
It's it. Mm, you know,
yeah, but speaking of dorms, so she
speaking of
gets
dorms.
Sarah gets there. She starts putting her like four things into her dorm room.
Yeah.
And then she bumps into a girl named Tracy. And then later, Sarah is walking around campus while talking on the phone with her mom and mentions that her roommate still hasn't shown up. Later that night, Sarah's in her room alone when Tracy stops by with her roommate Kim. And they're like, let's go to a frat party. Uh, I just have a question.
Uh huh.
I, I was very confused. So how is there already a frat party and school hasn't even started yet?
I don't know.
Because don't like freshmen come like before everyone else so they have like orientation and stuff?
Yeah, but don't like fraternities and sororities have to like be there for the freshmen so that they can like rush and like get freshmen
I have no idea.
into their ranks?
I did not care about fraternities at all.
Yeah.
Literally, my first week of school, when everyone was handing out like the stuff, I was like, I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah, we have little knowledge on the whole fraternity sorority thing.
Yeah, none at all.
Only I think the only thing that I know about the sororities is the whole like my cousins were in sororities, so I know it's super expensive. There's a lot of rules. Um, they have that weird, creepy like well from the videos that I've seen, like the whole welcome thing.
The welcome videos,
Yes.
the sorority girl welcome videos, yes.
Yo, it looks like somebody literally like copied and pasted for all of those girls. They look identical.
Well, my school was cheap, so we didn't have those. We had flyers when you were walking to class, and then in classes they would have specific like business fraternities and stuff come into the classes and like talk to people and then like hand out the
Ooh.
flyers again. And then they would be in the business hallway, which
Mhm.
have you I've sent you pictures of my business buildings hall, like they're
Yeah.
tiny, and they would just be standing there and be like, hey, you want to join our fraternity where
Awkward.
you will have to pay like $500 just to be considered?
Yeah.
And I was like, no,
No,
not
thank
at all.
you.
Well, either way, these three freshman girls go to this party, quote unquote.
Yeah, I don't.
It wasn't really a party. It was just a room, a living room full of people, like way too many people,
Yeah, way too many.
and a band made up of like 30-year-old men.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the lead singer guy, he looks so old.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was it was weird. And so Sarah bumps into the drummer of the band. His name is Steven.
I feel like we can't run away from this guy, the actor.
No, not at all. This is like the
We
third
cannot.
movie we've done with him in it.
Yeah. And then we want to watch burlesque later.
Yeah. And then like the Steven guy is like flirting with her, but he pretty much says that at this fraternity they get girls drunk so that they can sleep with them.
Yeah.
And then he tells her that he purposefully spilled his beer on her so that he could have a reason to talk to her.
So dumb.
Luckily, they're interrupted by Kim
Yeah.
because she's like, Sarah, you need to come see this because Tracy is stripping, so it's flashing people on the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
And then so his name is Stefan, right? I think I
Yes.
spelled it like 4 different ways in my notes. Kim, Stefan, and Sara drag Tracy to her dorm, and then Sara kisses Stefan as a thank you, I guess.
Is it Stefan or is it Steven? Am I freaking out right now?
Is it Steven?
Because I looked it up. I looked it up on the wiki so I could like
The
get all the
way
names.
it's spelled is kind
It's
of like
spelled like
Stefan.
Stefan.
I don't know. I had a headache the entire time I was watching this movie.
I feel like we're getting confused because there's
So many Vampire Diaries people in this movie.
yeah,
Like half of the cast of the Vampire Diaries is in this movie.
yeah, yeah. Let me tell you, I was waiting for Nina Dobrev to come on.
She had 2 lines.
I literally wrote when she came in, I was just all like, she looks like she literally just walked off like
The Vampire
the
Diaries set.
Vampire Diaries set and then just came on to here, said her lines, and just went right back.
It could have been the exact same set. You could have fooled me.
Right, because it looked like she dressed in the same way.
Mm-hmm.
And then she literally acted in the same way as well. And
Yeah.
it just like came on, said her lines, and left. And I feel like the same could be said for the girl who plays Bonnie, because she's barely in this movie.
I think she speaks as much as Nina does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes I forget she's even in this movie.
Yeah. And so yeah, Sara and let's just nail it down now. Are we going with Stefan or Steven?
Let's just do Stefan because, Vampire Diaries.
Okay. So Sara kisses Stefan, even though she doesn't know his name at
Oh,
this point.
yeah. Yeah, she doesn't.
They don't know each other's names at this point, but they
Mm-mm.
kissed. And then so Sara goes up to her room and she meets her roommate Rebecca before running out to go throw up.
Yeah. Also, why is she sitting in the dark?
I don't know. That was weird.
Yeah.
And then when she comes back, Rebecca is asleep, even though she's only gone for like 12 seconds.
Yeah.
And so the next afternoon, yes, she sleeps until 3 p.m.
Yes.
The two of them get up and they go to the bookstore. And this is why I was really confused. I was like, yeah, so school isn't in session yet.
No.
So how are they already having parties?
I don't know. Maybe it was I don't know.
Okay,
I don't know
cool.
how college parties work.
I don't either. I went to
Never went to
school
one.
and I went home. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
I,
I went
I
to school, I worked, and then I went to bed.
the only friends I had were in classes, and then once those classes were over, like we didn't speak again. Uh, and so they go to the bookstore, and Sara gets a call from her ex, Jason, and then hangs up on him. Rebecca's like, "What was that about?" And so Sarah's like, we were supposed to go to Brown together, but then he didn't get in. And so we decided we would come here together. And then at the last minute, a spot opened up for Brown, which was probably her spot.
Mhm.
And then he decided to go to Brown.
Well,
It's like a reverse to all the boys I've met before, part 3.
it
Like
really is though.
with more killing
Yeah.
though.
Yeah. More psychotic, more killing. Also, can I just like say the amount of books that they had that they were going to either rent or purchase from this bookstore would have been expensive.
Right? Who buys books from the bookstore?
Right. Like I went to my bookstore as a last resort.
I've never bought a book from my school's bookstore.
Really?
Never. And I never would.
I always rented. I never I purchased the ones that I really could not find anywhere else or it was more expensive online, so I would just purchase from them. But all the other times I was renting and I was not renting from the bookstore unless it really was the cheapest.
Girl, most of the time I was just finding the book online.
Yeah, I did that. Or most of the time like the teachers, some of them would be super nice and they're like, a lot of these are optional, but like if you want and you don't want to buy the book, he's like, I will do something for y'all so that you don't have to like purchase it. And sometimes they'd scan it for us and I'm just like, I know this is like probably
Illegal?
illegal,
Yeah.
but thank you.
I had a teacher who literally wrote like a site to find the book online on the board. He was like, he just like left it up there, didn't
Yeah.
say anything about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the
I,
teachers who were like the real ones that didn't want you buying either from the bookstore or from Amazon, they would literally either give it to you like on a site that was free or that like they would be so lenient. And I'm just like,
yeah.
thank you. Thank you.
And then for all those optional books, I never bought them until like
Me neither.
well into the class. That way, because I got burned by one teacher. He had me buy like 3 optional books, and then we used maybe one of them. I,
Really?
I was pissed.
I never purchased optional. If on the syllabus it said optional, or if from his mouth or their mouth if they said optional, I like, no, I'm not listening
It's
anymore.
like, cool, don't need that.
Right. If it says needed, then I'm renting it or buying it. But if it's optional, don't need it.
And so the next day, Sara introduces Rebecca to Tracy and Kim, and they try to give her a nickname, even though they just met her.
Yeah.
And then Tracy, Sara, and Kim agree that they're gonna call Rebecca Becca, but then she's like, "No, my name is Rebecca."
Yeah. Yeah. Like she didn't even say anything to them, and they're like, "You need a nickname.
Yeah,
That's
they
what you
were.
need."
They're like, "Your name is too formal." It's like, "Ma'am, your name is Tracy.
Right.
You have the name of a 50-year-old housewife."
Yeah. Like you have no room to talk. Also, they had the gall to like insulted when she didn't want to go by Becca.
Right? She was like, "No, my name is Rebecca," and they were like, "Ew."
Right.
And I was like,
Right. Like, well, we
"Okay."
can't be friends then.
And then so Sara goes to join an intro to design class with Professor Roberts, but one, she's late,
Yeah.
and two, he's like the most popular teacher of the course.
Mm.
And so when she goes after class to ask, he's like, no.
Yeah. Because she wants to add the class.
Yeah. Rule
When
number
you're
one
adding
of
a
adding
class
a
in,
class is don't be late.
yeah. Yeah. If you're gonna add a class, you are there before the teacher so that you can talk to them before
Before
class.
class.
And
Yes.
then they hold on to your slip, or you just don't give it to them because they say they'll wait to see how many people want to be there.
Yeah.
You already wait list online, and then you go to the class, you stay, and then afterward you're like, please sign it, sign it, sign it, sign it.
Yeah.
I'm
She
like,
was
girl.
she was peak freshman in that moment. I was
She
like,
really
girl,
was. I felt
girl.
that. She stood because she was late and then she decided to stand in the
In
doorway.
the doorway.
She didn't even go into the classroom. She waited at the door.
But it's fine because she was cute, and so he signed the paper.
Yeah. Dumb.
And so Tracy comes to Rebecca and Sarah's dorm one day and asks them if they want to go to a club. Sara says yes, like immediately. She's like, yeah. And then Rebecca's like, no, I'm good. And so at the club, Tracy starts dancing with some old guy. And then while Sarah's in the bathroom, she leaves with him. And
Mm.
she has Sarah's phone. And I'm guessing her wallet too, because Sara didn't have anything.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Also, there's a scene when like before Tracy leaves with the older guy, when two guys buy Tracy and Sarah a drink and like
Mm-hmm.
they drink a sip of it
And then
and
leave.
then they leave
And then they
and then
come back.
Sarah goes back and drinks and for some reason her drink is gone.
It's gone.
So she decides to drink what little is left in there and I'm like, "Girl, what the Do you not know?"
She is pure Iowan. Like that.
Yeah.
I was like, girl, what are you doing? No.
Right. If you leave a drink, it's not yours anymore.
Yeah.
It is not.
You just hand that back to the bartender and be like,
Yeah.
okay, you can dump this. I'm
Right.
done.
Right. And if you come back and it's empty,
And what kind of drink?
You don't drink the rest of it.
What drink was it?
I don't even know.
It was like a very large, like what looked like soda.
Yeah,
looked
it
like
really did though.
Coke. And I was like,
Yeah.
that's
It was
not
a
an
huge
alcohol.
glass, by the way. It was like
Yeah.
a full-on glass.
Yeah, I was like, how many shots did they buy
Right.
you?
Right. They don't look like they got that much money to be buying you something good.
Yeah. And so yeah, and so Sarah leaves the bar, and then she somehow calls Rebecca. Don't know how she knew Rebecca's number.
Yeah, like she knew this girl, what, 2 days?
Yeah, don't know where she got a payphone to do a collect call
Yeah,
in the middle of LA. Don't know. I've never
right.
seen a payphone in the middle of LA.
Right. And I don't think I would have wanted to touch a,
Touch it? Oh
yeah.
no. Mm-mm. Absolutely not.
Mm-mm.
And so Rebecca comes in her nice little convertible to a diner. And then she's like, wow, that sucked that she left you.
Mhm.
Tomorrow we should hang out. Like, I won't leave you.
Yeah.
And Sarah's like, cool. And so the next day, the two of them go to an art
Oh, wait.
show. What?
When she said that she wanted to go out with Sarah and that she wouldn't abandon her, I was like, ooh, that sounds like control and abandonment issues. Like the way she said that she wouldn't abandon Sarah, I was like,
Yeah, she's like, I'll never abandon you.
yeah. She
It's
got a
like,
weird look in her eyes.
she's like, oh, okay.
Mhm.
And so the next day, they go to an art show. And like Sarah is like obviously not really into it, but Rebecca is like not noticing at all.
Yeah.
And so after the art show, they are walking around, and Sarah tells Rebecca about her older sister, Emily, who died, and then shows her a tattoo of Emily's name on her chest. We then have a scene where Sarah is out running while Rebecca is like going through her things and tries on her necklace. And then when Sarah gets back from her run, she finds a kitten and brings him into her dorm. She names the kitten Cuddles. Yuck.
Also, how long was she running for? She was running and it was broad daylight.
Right, it was broad daylight, and then it looked like sunset, and then when she got back to her dorm, it was pitch black
Yeah,
outside.
it looked like it was in the middle of the night because there was nobody out on campus.
No, and I've had a night class, and usually people
Yeah.
would be on campus until at least
There,
6.
yeah, yeah. I had a night class that went on until 9:30, and there were still people out and about on campus.
Yeah, that didn't make any sense to me. Anytime the
Mm-mm.
sun went down in LA, everyone just decided
Yeah,
to go inside. I was like,
right.
oh,
Everyone's like, "Oh,
okay.
it's bedtime now."
And so, yeah, she names the kitten Cuddles, and then notices that Rebecca is wearing her necklace and tells her that she can borrow whatever she wants, but she can't borrow her necklace because it
Mhm.
belonged to her sister. And then while working at the school coffee shop, Sarah runs into Steven. Oh, Stefan, sorry. See, I spelled it like 5 different ways.
Generic white boy boyfriend. Let's
Yeah.
go.
And he invites her out on a date. And then later, Sarah walks into the common room of her dorm, and Tracy invites her to a frat party. But Sarah's mad because Tracy ditched her. And then
Which
Tracy,
she is very valid to
very
feel.
valid. But then Tracy gives like an half assed apology, and Sarah's like, okay, I forgive you.
Yeah. The honestly, the energy she put into that apology.
Because at first she wasn't even apologizing.
Yeah.
She was making excuses. She was like, well,
Yeah.
he had a convertible and a hot tub.
She
And
yeah,
then
she
and then
didn't
when
even feel the need to apologize. She was just
yeah,
so like,
until
well, duh,
after
wouldn't you do the same thing?
yeah, and then Sarah was like, that's not an apology. And then she's like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm sorry.
Right. She's like,
She said
oh,
it
I'm supposed to be
exactly how I
apologizing?
she said it exactly how I said it. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
And then Sarah's like,
Yeah.
yeah,
She's
I
like, sorry,
forgive
I
you.
abandoned you.
And then so yeah, that sucked. The entire time Rebecca's like in the background eavesdropping, and then she's walking back to her dorm, and then she gives Tracy like a death stare.
Yeah.
Sarah goes back inside of her dorm, and Rebecca invites her to go see Sarah's favorite artist. Do I remember this person's name? Absolutely not.
Richard Pierce?
I don't know. All I remember was that what's her name? Sarah's favorite movie was The Devil Wears Prada, and I was like,
Yeah.
girl. I was
And
like,
only for the fact that it was small, she said small town girl makes it big in the fashion world. And that's not even the premise of that movie.
did she make it big? She was an assistant.
Yeah. And she's not and what's her name wasn't even a designer. She was a
Yeah.
journalist.
And was she a small town girl? Because she had been living in New York beforehand, had she not?
I don't know.
And weren't her parents rich? Like, no, there's no correlation.
Yeah, there isn't. Yeah, like, girl, did you even watch that movie or did you see The Devil Wears Prada and like immediately was like, oh yeah, that's me.
That's me.
I'm the Devil Wears Prada.
And then so Sarah's like, I can't go. I have a date. And then Rebecca like makes a pouty face. And then Sarah's like, you know what? I'll just reschedule it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so they go to this art show.
Yeah. They go to the Richard Pierce art show. Also, like when she saw that artwork at like the first time her and what's her name?
Rebecca?
Rebecca go to the art show and she looks at that painting. She looks like she's terrified and she doesn't understand the painting.
I
And
didn't
now they're going
understand the
to
painting.
a full on like art show.
Yeah, I had to pause it. She when like Rebecca was like, "Oh my gosh, don't the eyes look amazing?" I was like, "What eyes?" Like I literally had to pause the movie
Yeah,
and like look,
same.
and I was like, "Oh, I guess there are eyes."
Yeah,
I was like, "That's creepy."
because I saw the mask that was on the painting, and I was just saw like, so is that like the face and like there's nothing on it? Is that like the whole thing, like zero identity kind of thing? And then they're like
Like
the
Amish,
eyes.
like yeah,
Yeah, I'm like, what eyes? Because the eyes were so light,
yeah, they
you
were
know?
very light.
And like they never showed it until like they did like a back shot from Sarah, and I was like, oh, there's
Oh,
the
that's
eyes.
that's creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then so before they leave, Sarah's like, I'm gonna go take a shower, but I have something to like spruce up your outfit. Here's a jacket, and then here's some earrings. And then Rebecca does not have pierced ears,
No, she does not.
but she has to wear the earrings that Sarah gave her.
Yeah.
So she literally punctures her ear to put the earrings in.
Mm-mm.
Like no alcohol, no
Yeah.
disinfecting. She just
Yeah.
put it in.
No, no needle, no like
No,
piercing gun. She
she
just did
just
it
you
by her hands.
yeah, she just used her hand and the earring itself.
Mm-mm. No, no, no. I have two piercings, okay? No, I'll three. Three. I have three piercings. Five, because I have a bigger
Hmm.
one. Uh Doing it yourself would have been extremely painful.
Oh yeah, it looked like it barely hurt her.
Yeah.
Like it hurt her
Because
for like
even
two
when
seconds.
because I've had these two with a piercing gun. Sue me. I know that's not like the best way to do it. And then I had the top one with a needle and a cork. And like they're super swift with it when they do needle and cork.
Yeah, she took forever to do it.
She took forever. She was literally trying to just figure out how to shove it into her ear. And I'm like, no, 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 no.
And so later that night, Tracy is like hungover and she goes out to get some water and she finds Rebecca sitting outside her dorm room. Rebecca literally says nothing but just stands up, goes to Tracy, stares at her, and then walks away.
Yeah.
I would have been deceased.
Yes.
I would have
Yes.
died. The next day, Tracy tells Sarah what happened, but Sarah just like brushes it off.
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh, that's weird. Okay, well, gotta go to class."
Yeah.
And Tracy's like, "You need to stay away from her. Like
Mm.
that's weird."
Yeah.
But yeah, but Sarah just does not care.
Mm-mm.
And so when Sarah later in the day, Sarah brings it up to Rebecca, and Rebecca comes up with this lie about how Tracy was running to the bathroom to like throw up and like they almost bumped into each other in the hall. And I was
Mm-hmm.
like, that does not sound at all like what Tracy told you.
No. Nope. And she decides to believe her.
Yeah, she didn't believe Tracy, but she immediately believed
Yeah.
Rebecca. And I was like,
Yeah.
okay. Sarah then goes to meet her designer friend. Was she a designer or was she, what was she?
She was a designer.
She was a designer. Okay.
Yeah.
Because they showed her like hemming a dress at
Yeah.
a
And I
fashion
think
show.
she brings up Irene to Rebecca earlier, and she just says that she's like into fashion,
Okay.
that she graduated from an art school. Now she's like doing fashion in all these different countries.
Well, she goes to meet Irene at her fashion show, a fashion show, who knows.
Mm-hmm.
And then after, she goes to the library and meets up with Steven, and the two go on a date.
Yeah.
We then cut to Tracy taking a shower. Re-
Without slippers in a communal shower.
yeah, gross. Um,
Gross.
and then Rebecca comes in, attacks her, and tells her to stay away from Sara before ripping out her belly button ring.
Yay.
And she tells her that if she tells anybody, she will kill her. And then Tracy doesn't tell anyone.
Nope.
I was like, wait, hold up.
Right. Like, you tell somebody.
Yeah, like,
Like,
she
I know
mutilated you. You need
yeah,
to
she
tell
mutilated
somebody.
you. You have proof. Like I know she said she's gonna kill you, but you tell somebody.
Yeah,
Especially if it's a weird interaction like that.
yeah. And then after that, we Rebecca goes to her dorm room and she literally just sits there and waits for Sara to come back in the dark.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um and so Sara doesn't come back fast enough for her. And so she tries to call her, but Sara isn't answering. And so then we cut to Sara arriving with Steven. And then Rebecca somehow knew it was them coming up the elevator because when they opened up the elevator, she's like
There
just
she was.
standing there and she gets mad at Sara for not calling her.
Yeah. Also, I wonder if she like did that to everybody who came up the elevator.
Yeah. Because you noticed before that, she was sitting in the room and anytime she heard footsteps, she would turn off her like little light to like make it seem like she was asleep.
Yeah. So I wonder how long she was doing this for.
Right? Just standing at the elevator, like,
right.
oh, you're not Rebecca.
Right.
Okay.
Get
Or
out
you're
of
not.
my way.
Yeah, move. And so the next day, Rebecca apologizes because, what she did was crazy.
Yes.
And Sara hangs out with Steven, who brings up the fact that Sara might like her.
Mm-hmm.
And then, no, Rebecca might like her.
Yes,
Sorry.
Rebecca.
Sorry. These girls look exactly alike, which they never bring up, which is
don't.
weird. But yeah.
Also, Jordan's running at like, I don't know, 60% right now.
If that.
If that. I'm being generous.
I'm using all the energy I have right now to record this podcast. And then so Sara's like, nah, she doesn't love me. Like, we'll just brush that aside. Because she loves to brush off other people's concerns.
She really does.
Like people are coming.
She doesn't take anybody's advice.
No, not at all. And then so when Sara leaves Steven, Rebecca starts to follow him around the library. Like just stalking him for no reason.
Yeah.
She doesn't do anything. She literally just stares at him.
Yeah. She just watches.
And then Sara runs into Tracy in the quad and asks Tracy if she really changed dorms. And Tracy's like, yeah, I needed a new environment.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then Tracy is about to tell Sara about Rebecca, but then Rebecca somehow catches up to them. And so Tracy, like later days, she's like, no,
yeah,
gotta go.
Right.
And
also,
then Sara,
I wonder how fast it took her to get there.
Right?
It's like she was in the library
stalking
and
Steven.
and Sara had already left, so she has like a head start.
Yeah.
She must have run to get there.
She must have stared at Steven for like a good 5 minutes and then booked it.
Mm-hmm.
And then so that night, while hanging out with Stefan, sorry, they decide to have sex and to go to Stefan's place. Gosh. After having a competition to see who could hold on to the monkey bars the longest.
Yeah. It was kind of cute, but like,
Sure. I mean, like, either way, they were going to go to his place. I don't know
yeah,
why they
yeah.
had to do all of
Yeah.
this extra stuff. Meanwhile, Rebecca is like freaking out because Sara never comes home,
Mm-hmm.
and she tries to call her, but then sees that her phone is in her drawer. Like, she left her phone. But, like, just when she notices the phone, Sarah's ex-boyfriend Jason calls. This was awkward.
Jason needs to let it go.
Oh, please let it go. Like, you live in a
Please let it
whole
go.
other state. Leave her
Right.
alone.
Leave her alone.
And so Rebecca picks up the phone and she pretends to be Sara, I guess,
Sarah.
by like just
Yeah.
moaning.
Yeah.
And then I guess they have phone sex. Like, I was very confused as to what
Yeah.
was
I
happening.
I don't know what was going on.
And so it just like cuts between Sara having sex with Stefan and then Rebecca having phone
Rebecca
sex with
with
Jason.
Jason.
And then at the end, she literally tells him to never call her
Yeah.
again. And then the next morning, Sara tries to sneak into the dorm, but like Rebecca's already awake because, you know, she probably never went to sleep.
Probably.
Um, and then while playing with their kitten, it runs out and an RA sees it and is like, hey, you need to get rid of that cat. Otherwise, I could lose my job.
Yeah.
And she was like, I do not want to pay for this expensive ass housing. So you're
Right.
going to have to later days that kitten.
Right. Also, like RAs literally don't give a shit. Literally.
I wouldn't know. The only thing I had with an RA was when I went to visit a college, and me and the other guys from my school who went stayed in the RA's room.
Oh. No, but
That
yeah.
and he
RAs
wasn't even there.
RAs are usually super chill. But like me and my roommate, we had like what was considered contraband, like candles and like a hot plate and stuff like that.
Candles,
Yeah, because
candles.
they didn't want anything catching on fire, blah 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 blah. We had a lot of things that was actually like contraband and like we could get in trouble if because we would have like periodic fire drills and like the so like the new like people who were in like the fire department like training thing, they could know our building, so if there was a fire they would know how to get everywhere, blah blah blah. But also they would do like room checks, like deans and like RAs would like walk through and whatever, so if they found something you might get in trouble. So we never got in trouble for anything, but like RAs are super chill. They'll be like, yeah, I see that you have a candle or whatever contraband, I'm not going to say anything,
Who
just know
cares
that I
about a
know.
candle?
I'm just using the candle as an example. But like, yeah, people would have like, you know, full on pets that they would keep in their closet.
Ew, why?
Well, because you know, you don't know who's gonna walk in, so they would keep their cages in their closet and they would have like their pets around the room.
No, I mean, like, why would you have a pet in your dorm room? That's disgusting.
But people wanted a pet that wasn't just a fish. So yeah,
Okay.
RAs literally don't care. As
But
long
yeah,
as you're not breaking a major rule or like gonna kill somebody by accident, they really don't care.
I would love to have been an RA if I like stayed on campus because
I could
they're
see you as an RA.
a nice sized room by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Uh Loved it. Cause the high school that my cousin went to, um, one of his friends who was a girl who went to
Mm-hmm.
my church was an RA. She had a great sized room.
Yeah.
Great size.
RA's rooms are always super big.
They're so nice and so big. But yeah, I would have loved to be an RA. But this RA was not having it. She was like,
No.
no. She
Mm-mm.
was like, I'm not risking anything.
No.
And so later that day, Sara goes to hang out with Irene, who gives Sara a bunch of clothes and offers to let Sara live there. She's
Heck
like,
yeah.
I'm never home.
Yeah.
You don't want to get rid of your cat. Like, just stay here.
Yeah.
When Sara tells Rebecca she might move, Rebecca freaks out, and
Yeah.
not in the way you would think.
Mm-mm. No.
So that night, Rebecca kills Cuddles by putting him in the dryer.
I almost couldn't watch it, bro.
And they didn't show it, but then
I
they
know, but like when she brought the cat to the laundry, I was like, no, I know what's coming. I know what's coming.
and
I
then
just I couldn't.
she goes to Sarah's like Cuddles ran away. And at first I was like, Sarah did not believe you, because Sarah
Yeah.
immediately is like, I'm gonna go
Yeah.
look for him.
Yeah, she's like, "Oh, he ran away."
Yeah,
Okay.
but she actually
I'm gonna
did
look.
believe her.
Yeah. I Sarah, honey.
Yeah.
Please.
And so one day after class, Professor Roberts invites Sarah to go to his fashion week with him. Was it Paris Fashion Week?
Yeah, Paris Fashion Week.
Yeah, because he gets to take an assistant, and he usually takes a
A senior.
senior, but he's like, I see potential in you. She's a freshman.
Yeah.
He does not see potential in her.
And you've had her for what, barely a
Half a
semester or a
semester?
quarter? Yeah.
Yeah.
So like at the most, what, 6 or 7 weeks this far?
Yeah. It didn't make any sense to me. I was like, how can you see potential in her? You barely know her. But
Right.
yeah, but I was right, because uh he kisses her. Like he
Gross.
didn't even like wait a couple of days
No.
to like
No.
feel out the situation. Like
Uh-uh.
immediately after breaking up Fashion Week, he kisses her.
Yeah. He like gives her the eyes and then just immediately goes in. And I'm like, bro, what?
And then of course it freaks her out, because
Hmm.
he has pictures of like his wife and his daughter on his desk, and like he's
Yeah.
old, and like
Yeah.
yeah,
And yeah, he's her professor.
yeah, very awkward.
Yeah.
And so she goes to Rebecca and tells her what happened. And then that night, Rebecca goes to Professor Roberts' office and seduces him to get a recording of him trying to like
Get at her.
get at her.
Yeah.
Like she records him saying like "kiss me," and
Hmm.
then she's like, "Stop, you're hurting me." But then
Yeah.
he thinks she's teasing,
Hmm.
but it's all an act for the
Yeah.
recording. And so he gets
Also, I
fired.
love how she does this. Yeah. Yeah. I like what she did to him to
Yeah.
like get him fired because that was super inappropriate, but
Thought she
like
was gonna kill him.
still psycho. So
Thought
did
she
I.
thought she was gonna kill him.
Yeah.
But then now that I think about it, I was like, what would she have done with his gigantic body? Like she's like
True.
5'3", probably weighs like 100 pounds. Like she never
Yeah.
would have been able to get rid of him. So yeah,
Mm-mm.
she would have had to somehow make it look like a suicide or something. But like yeah,
Yeah.
and so at this point of the movie, Rebecca's like really starting to lose her shit. And one night she just starts punching herself.
Yeah. She went a whole orphan on herself.
Oh my gosh, I love that movie. I made Sabrina watch that movie, and she was so freaked out.
Yeah.
I,
I still can see in my mind, and I don't have a good memory, when she puts her arm in the, if you haven't seen The Orphan, go watch it. In like, I don't know, like the secure thing that you put like wood or something and you like secure it so that you can work
yeah,
on it. Her putting her arm in it and then just like cranking
cranking
it and
it.
then breaking her arm. And I was like, no.
You know what? You know what part of that movie like tore me up, like really destroyed me mentally,
Which one?
when she started like, spoiler alert, when she started like
Yeah.
taking off her makeup and she took out like her
Yes.
dentures, and then she
Oh
like
my gosh.
unwrapped like her bindings. I was like, ew.
Bro, yeah. She literally became a different person.
Freaked me
Like
out.
at that point, you knew like she was crazy. But then she starts taking everything off, and you're like,
Yeah.
I didn't even know she was this
If you
crazy.
want to watch a
Like,
crazy person movie, watch that movie.
yeah, it's totally it's the good psychological one
Yeah.
where like good girl for everyone, and then like she torments one person, and then they think they're crazy. It's a good one, and I don't even do like the hardcore like psychological stuff. I don't know why I even watched it, but like
Very good. 10
that
out
was
of
a
10
good one.
recommend.
Yeah.
Well, back to a bad one.
Yes.
So she starts punching herself in the face repeatedly, and then she grabs a box cutter and like carves her stomach.
Yeah. Mm-mm. I couldn't watch that part. I
And then
was
she
like,
just lays in bed until Sara comes back, and then she makes up this story about how she was looking for cuddles. Why?
Yeah.
Why she had to throw that in there? That made no sense.
Yeah.
And then a man like attacked her, but she got away before anything happened. And then Sara, rightfully so, is like, okay,
Yeah.
we need to go to the hospital and like call
Yeah.
the police. And
Mm-hmm.
Rebecca is adamant that it can't happen. She's like, no.
Bruh. Bruh. If I was Sara, I would have done it behind her back.
Right, I would have did it anyway. And then
Yeah.
Rebecca was like, don't tell her, don't tell anyone,
Yeah.
only you can know.
Yeah.
And
Only you can take care of me. And I'm
I was
like,
like, whoa, that's too much stress to put on me.
right.
It's like, I'm a very fragile person, don't put that much stress on me.
Right.
But
Honestly.
Sarah's fine for some reason. She's like, okay.
Yeah. She handles this very well.
Right, she like somehow sews up her skin, don't know how she's doing
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I was about to comment on that, but I remember she's fashion and she's made stuff before, so I get that she knows how to sew. I don't know if she's medically doing it right,
She
but she knows
probably
how
is
to
not.
sew. Yeah. So she really does need to go to a hospital.
She really does. Like, there could be internal injuries
Yeah, because you don't know what that box cutter did or how far she went and
or
whatever.
how
And
infected she
right,
is now.
right, because you don't know if the box cutter was clean. You don't know if the needle and the
Thread.
whatever thread she
Yeah,
was using was clean. Come on
it
now.
was all around a bad situation.
Yeah.
And so for Thanksgiving,
Mm.
Sara decides to go to Rebecca's house because she doesn't want to go to home because her sister died like what 2 days before Thanksgiving, and so she doesn't like
Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And so they go to
Empty
Rebecca's.
chairs at empty tables.
It's, they go to Rebecca's house, and Rebecca is of course rich,
Yeah, of
like
course.
rich, like
Rich, rich.
like gated
Gated
community, and
community.
then a gated house inside of the gated
Yes.
community house
Yep.
type
Yep.
rich
And then like a mile from the gate to the
to the
house.
house. Yep.
Yeah.
And then so yeah, they show up. Rebecca's parents seem nice,
Yeah.
I guess.
Like they're genuinely concerned for
Yeah,
Rebecca.
because that night at dinner, Rebecca's like obviously uncomfortable with her parents,
Yeah.
and then later that night, Sarah's like eavesdropping on a conversation between like Rebecca and her father, and she gets weird vibes because her father brings up the fact that she has trouble making friends.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah. And then
And
Rebecca's like, yeah, I'm making friends. And Sarah's like, oh, I'm your
uh,
only friend.
she's like, "Where are these other friends?"
Right.
And so the next morning, Rebecca's mom brings up Rebecca's medication, and Sara has no idea what she's talking about. And so the
Yeah.
mom just like drops it.
Yeah. She sees Rebecca coming down the stairs and immediately just drops it.
And I was like, oh no, you can't drop it now. What medication? What are
Mm-mm.
you talking about?
Right. Like, am I in danger? Is she in danger for not taking her medication?
Right?
Like,
What's happening?
yeah.
And so Rebecca takes Sara to like her high school hangouts. And at a coffee shop, they run into Maria.
I literally just put in my notes, hey, Nina.
Nina, yeah, Nina Dobrev,
Nina Dobro.
a girl that Rebecca has like drawings of like all over her room.
Yeah, she's basically, I think from what's going on, she basically treated Maria like she is currently treating Sara. Like
Yeah,
she has an obsession over her.
yeah, very weird. And then so Rebecca says they were friends, but Maria like literally stands up in front of everyone and is like, "Hey, we were never friends."
Yeah.
And then Sarah's like, "Wow, that
Yes.
was kind of rude." And so
Yeah.
so she just like takes Rebecca and they just leave.
Hmm.
Um,
Also, I put it like she's got a thing for brunettes.
yeah, she has a thing for brunettes,
Hmm.
like petite brunettes. She has a
Yeah.
thing for them. Later back at their dorms, I'm guessing like a couple of days later,
Yeah.
Sarah goes looking through Rebecca's stuff because she's like, "What pills are you talking about? I've never seen her take any
Mm-hmm.
pills." And then she finds pills for schizophrenia slash bipolar disorder.
Bipolar
We
disorder.
we never really know what she
Yeah, they
has.
never say which one. They literally Google it. They go to
I'm guessing.
Wikipedia.
I'm guessing it's bipolar disorder because she doesn't really seem to be having any schizophrenic episodes.
I don't know what constitutes either.
I'm
So
not a therapist, but I
yeah,
but I
I'm not a
but
doctor.
I feel like schizophrenia has like not illusions. What am I thinking of?
Hallucinations.
Hallucinations. There we go. Yeah, she doesn't seem
But
like
like
she was having
doesn't
hallucinations.
what if like the whole we're best friends kind of thing is like her version
Hallucination.
of like a like hallucination. Like she thinks she knows Sarah to a T
I mean,
and
she
like
she pretty much does. She knows everything.
is obsession part of schizophrenia? I have no idea.
I have no idea.
Maybe.
I'm sure whatever mental illness they are depicting in this movie isn't even correct.
It's probably
So,
not correct.
yeah,
Is the even the medication that they put down is that correct?
probably not. They said the name of it, but like
Yeah,
it
you know
started with an
what?
X and it was like
Yes.
very long, and I was like,
I thought it was an S. You know what?
it's
I'm gonna look it up. I'm actually gonna like look into this because
okay.
I am curious because I know movies they don't. Yeah, Zyprexa. It does start with an
Suppressa
S.
sounds
Oh
fake.
yeah, it atypical antipsychotic, primarily used to treat schizophrenia or bipolar disorder.
Oh, so she has both.
Yeah,
Okay,
so potentially she could have one or both.
okay.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
and they're
Oh,
not.
you know, from the looks of, well, from my very quick reading of the Wikipedia definition for bipolar and schizophrenia, I think she has schizophrenia.
Oh, plot twist.
Yeah. Major
Okay.
symptoms include hallucinations, delusions, and disorganized thinking. Other symptoms include social withdrawal, decreased emotional expression, and apathy.
Oh yeah, she most definitely has schizophrenia. Then.
Yeah.
Okay.
We are
Okay.
self-diagnosing this.
We're self please please see a doctor.
Yes.
Please.
We are not here to say, oh, Wikipedia says this. So
Yeah.
this is the whole WebMD thing. We're all dying.
But like if you're experiencing any of these, go see a doctor.
Yeah, go see a legit doctor. Okay. Go take care of yourself,
Yeah,
please.
please. Please. Please, we don't need anything like this movie.
Yeah, we don't need a roommate or an orphan too. So
No, 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 no. And so while Rebecca's going through her stuff, no, Sarah is going through Rebecca's
Sarah.
stuff, she decides, I'm going to move in with Irene. She's like, I can't deal with this anymore.
Which why didn't she do that in the first place? Because free apartment. I
Yeah,
don't know if she would even had to have paid for it.
she
Bigger
wouldn't have.
space. She would have kept Cuddles. Cuddles would have been alive. First
Yeah,
off, like your own bathroom in your own room. Like, come on now.
yeah. Meanwhile, Rebecca is out getting gas when the attendant, who was being very inappropriate with her, like he keeps
Yeah.
touching her
Yeah.
for
No.
absolutely no reason.
Mm-hmm.
And so she douses him in gasoline and threatens to set him on fire, which
As she should.
honestly, I don't think that was an overreaction.
It wasn't. It really wasn't.
Because
Like,
he was giving very creepy vibes. Like he kept touching her when she was like, "Leave me alone."
right. Yeah, she clearly was like, get away from me. I don't want whatever you're trying to give to me right now. And he's like,
Yeah,
no, it's fine. It's my job. Blah, blah, blah. Douses him with gasoline, threatens to burn him alive.
yeah, great,
What's the problem?
no problem at all.
No problem at all.
Good for her.
Good for her.
The one good thing she did
Yeah,
in
the
this entire
one good
movie.
thing I am willing to back right now. And it's that.
I bet he'll never do that crap ever again.
Hell no. And if he does, homegirl better set him on fire.
Yeah, maybe just do his shoe and then set that on
Mm.
fire. And so that night, Rebecca meets with Irene at a club and seduces her, and then they go back to Irene's place.
Mm-hmm.
The next day, Sarah goes by Irene's place, but Irene doesn't answer. So she goes back to her dorm.
I thought she was dead.
I thought she was too. Uh she should have been because
She should have been.
she was tied to that bed for a couple of days. And then
Mhm.
so we go back to the dorm and Sara confronts Rebecca.
Confronts.
Yeah, she's going to confront her, but literally
Yeah.
Rebecca's like, I want to get a tattoo. And then Sarah's like, okay.
Yeah. Like I was like, ooh, confrontation. She gets like 2 sentences out, and then Rebecca's like, pouty face, I don't want to talk about this right now. Let's get a tattoo.
All right, I want to get a
And
tattoo.
then Sarah just goes along with
Right? She's
it.
like, okay, cool.
Also, the fact that like Rebecca totally denounces tattoos at the beginning of this movie
Yeah.
and then proceeds to say that she wants one. Wouldn't Sarah find that
Red flag.
red
Mm-hmm.
flag
Because
if
like
Sarah was thinking straight?
when I tell people I don't want a tattoo, I mean it
Yeah.
because I literally can't think of a single thing I want permanently on my body for
On
the rest of
yourself.
my life.
Yeah.
I know
And
next
that's, yeah.
I know next week I'd be like, I don't like this anymore.
Yeah. And if you ever said you wanted to get a tattoo, I'd be like, so what kind
Oh,
of crisis we going through?
that will be my message if I'm ever held hostage.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go get a tattoo next Tuesday.
Yeah. Immediately calls 911.
Call 911. Or if I say, wow. Oh no, I can't say that because sometimes I do say this. I really want a baby. I say that sometimes.
You do.
I do.
Yeah.
But like I only want a baby. If I say a kid, maybe think twice.
Okay.
I love babies, not so hot
Not
about kids.
kids. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And so they go to the tattoo place and Sara goes in with Rebecca. Rebecca goes to go get her tattoo. Rebecca comes out and she has the exact same tattoo as Sara that says Emily over her chest. And Sara
Yeah.
freaks out, of course.
Yeah, as you should.
And then Rebecca's like, you can call me Emily if you want. And then so Sara runs out. She's like, no.
Yeah.
Sara moves out of her dorm immediately.
Yeah, she should.
And when Stefan comes to look for Sarah's necklace, Rebecca like randomly takes a picture of him and like freaks him
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. I thought she was going to do something with that photo.
Yeah, I thought she was too. She didn't do anything.
She didn't do anything.
A lot of missed opportunities with this movie.
Really, though.
At Stefan's dorm, Sara goes through her stuff and finds Rebecca's journal and finds a bunch of hand-drawn pictures of herself.
Yikes.
And she finally starts realizing how insane Rebecca is.
Only now.
Only now. Not after Tracy was like, she's literally was standing outside of my dorm room.
Mm-hmm.
Not after that Maria girl was like, we were never friends.
Mm-hmm.
Not after she found those pills.
Not after the fake mauling by a random guy in an alley.
Yeah, not after the tattoo incident, but only after she found hundreds of pictures of herself in Rebecca's notebook.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sarah's a little slow, but it's okay.
Yeah,
it's okay.
Bit.
And then so one day Jason calls Sara and leaves a message to tell her that he's outside her dorm. Why? Who knows?
Yeah.
It's very random.
It is very random. Like Jason had nothing to go on to be like, you know what? I'm going to go visit my ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
At her dorm.
Here's what I put. How did he know what dorm she was in? How did he know what dorm room she was in?
Yeah.
Made no sense. Well, either way, he somehow makes it to her dorm room.
Yeah.
And leaves a note under the door with like a little message and then his room number and what hotel room he's staying at. And Sara, of course, is not there. But guess who is? Rebecca. And so Rebecca does what any sane person does. And so she dyes her hair, puts on Emily's necklace, and sneaks herself into Jason's hotel room.
Yeah, she basically becomes Sara.
And then stabs him to death mid-coitus.
Yeah.
Yay.
Typical Tuesday night.
College girl things.
Just college girl things.
When you stab your roommate's boyfriend because you love your roommate.
Let's go. This is
So
called
yeah,
bonding.
yeah, it's bonding. And so yeah, Jason's now dead
Mhm.
because he thought it was Sara because like it was dark in the room.
Yeah.
He saw the Emily on her chest,
Yeah.
dark haired
Connect
girl.
dark hair. Well,
The
she
two,
wore her perfume.
yeah, the two girls pretty much look exactly alike. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
And then so Sara, meanwhile, is in the library and she gets a text from Irene that says that she needs help. And so she goes to her apartment, and lucky for her, she leaves Stefan a message that says, I'm going to Irene's place. Come meet me there.
Yeah.
When Sara gets there, she sees Irene bound and gagged on the bed before Rebecca comes out with a gun.
Yeah.
Rebecca tells Sara that she's betrayed her
Yeah. Yeah.
and reveals all the stuff she did for her, like killing the cat,
Yeah.
beating up Tracy,
Yeah. Getting the
getting rid
professor
of the
fired.
professor. Yeah. And then so Rebecca, Sarah's like, okay, thank you. Can you forgive me? Rebecca's like, yeah, I forgive you. And then tries to suffocate Irene because she can only have Rebecca as a friend. Uh,
Insane.
Sara wrestles the gun out of Rebecca's hand, and the two girls like fight on the floor. Rebecca leaves the room to go get the gun, and Sara locks the door and gets the bag off of Irene's head before she can suffocate to death.
Yeah.
And so she's like, I'm going to go out through the fire escape. And while she's doing this, Rebecca shoots the handle off the door. And right
Also,
before,
this fire escape.
it's
Why
so
is it?
far away from the
Yeah.
window.
Why is it so far away? Aren't fire escapes supposed to be like right
It's supposed to
underneath the
be
window?
right underneath the window. Yes.
That building was not made to code.
Not up to code at all. And so Rebecca comes in. She has the gun pointed at Irene because she's about to shoot her in the head.
Mm.
But then, lucky for her, Stefan comes in,
Yay.
knocks her over, and they struggle for the gun. And while this happens, they accidentally shoot off the gun and it hits Sara in the shoulder while she's trying to reach the fire escape. And so now she's left hanging from a 6-story window by the curtains.
This whole scene from like the minute Sara and Rebecca start fighting, the whole time I was just like, what
I'd
is
say
going on?
I'd say even before that, when she walked in and like you couldn't see Irene on the bed, and then
Oh,
Irene just like pops up for like absolutely no
yeah.
reason. That's
Also, like Sara, I know Sara is not really thinking this anything through this whole movie,
oh, not
but
at all.
like any sane person, you walk up to your friend's apartment, the door is open and the lights are off and no one is answering your call. Do not go inside.
Yeah, not at
You
all.
immediately call
Call the
911.
police.
And then if you have a weapon with you, you might go inside. But do not go inside unarmed and without the police on their way.
Yeah, that was. I think we already established that Sara is not a bright person, like at all.
No, honestly.
She has no self awareness.
Honestly, not.
She's way too sheltered to be in LA. I don't know why she
Yeah.
decided to come to LA.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She came to LA very misinformed.
very misperformed, very unprepared.
Yes.
Like she's constantly walking at night by herself with like
Yeah.
nothing.
Going on a run and coming back at nighttime and she's listening to music
In both ears.
in
Yeah,
both ears.
nah.
Nah, If it's nighttime, I'm running inside
Yeah, on a treadmill.
on a treadmill.
In a very lit gym.
Yeah. Yeah.
With a friend.
Yeah, in my college we were like backed up next to a forest and like I would not go in there alone. Even if it was broad daylight. Not going in there alone.
Yeah, nah.
Because you don't know what's out there. Like I know my college was in the middle of nowhere, but it don't matter.
Right.
It don't matter.
Serial killers don't care where
Yeah,
they
they
are.
don't care.
If they see an opportunity, they will take it. Don't give them that opportunity.
Yeah, do not.
Yeah, and so while they're Stefan and Rebecca are fighting, Sara is barely hanging on to this curtain. And then Stefan knocks out Rebecca and tries to pull Sara up, but Rebecca knocks him out because she wants to pull Sara up herself.
Imagine if she didn't have enough strength and just let go instead.
Yeah. Sara gets the gun and threatens to shoot Rebecca, but Rebecca's like, "You're not gonna shoot me." And then Rebecca tries to shoot, but the gun is empty.
You know what? Honestly, I know this moment was supposed to be super like tense, but the moment Sara shot the gun and it was just blank,
Just laugh.
The look on Rebecca's face made me laugh so hard.
Oh yeah, Rebecca was genuinely hurt.
Yeah, she looked genuinely surprised and like hurt and angry. She's like, I can't believe you just shot me or tried to shoot me.
Yeah, so she gets enraged and starts attacking Sara.
Yeah, full on.
Like full on attacking. Like at the beginning, she was just like wrestling with her, and this part she's like throwing her against the wall.
Yeah.
Full on attacking
She's
her.
actually choking her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so Sara grabs, while they're like fighting, Rebecca is choking her, and then Sara grabs that Rebecca's handy dandy box cutter out of her purse.
Why did she bring that with her in her purse? I have no idea, but
who knows? And she stabs her in the back, and so Rebecca falls. And then Sara tries to take her necklace off of Rebecca, but Rebecca grabs her arm, but then slowly dies.
Yeah.
How she died from a stab in the back, who knows?
Yeah. Also, like when her eyes rolled and it was just white, I'm like, that's a demon. Like, I know you're like when you're dying, your body relaxes and whatever, but your eyes do not roll into the back of your head.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, is this about to turn supernatural or something?
And then this was my favorite part of the entire movie. So after she stabbed Rebecca and Rebecca's like dead, in the background you can hear the sirens coming. Mm-hmm. Does Sara go to unlock her friend from the bed? No, she goes to check on Stefan, who is perfectly fine.
Yeah, like honestly, I would have straight gotten to Irene because you don't even know how long she's been there.
Right?
Get my homegirl out of there.
She's presumably been there for 24 hours at the least.
At the least. Like, get that ball gag out of her.
Please.
Get her unstrapped from the bed.
Let her use the bathroom, for God's sake. Let her use the bathroom.
Give her some water.
Some water.
Yo.
Oh, she's dying.
Right. Sara, stop being so oblivious right now.
And then sometime later, Sara goes into her dorm room. And Stefan's like, you could just move in with me. And she's like, no, I don't want any more roommates for a while. And then
or ever.
And then the two of them move Rebecca's bed out of the room, and that's the end of the movie.
Yeah.
I thought we were gonna have like a the Craft moment where we see Rebecca in like a mental institution.
Same.
But no, I guess she's actually dead.
Yeah.
From a singular stab in the back.
Right. And maybe some like bruises and stuff from like Sara like pushing her around.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's actually dead.
She's actually dead. That's weird. But okay.
Yeah. Like she doesn't even get her like anywhere near her heart. She just literally stabs her in the back of her shoulder.
Yeah.
Like, how are you gonna die by that?
Who knows?
Yes.
So are you ready for the movie facts?
Yeah.
The movie facts for this movie suck.
Oh, okay.
I'm just going to tell you that right now. They suck. So this movie has a body count of 3, including the cat. Yeah, only 2 humans die in this entire movie. Jason and Rebecca. That's it.
They make it seem like she's killed more people in this movie.
Yeah, she's only killed 1 person.
That feels wrong to me. Like,
it does feel wrong, but it's the truth. And then she killed the cat.
Yeah.
which is awful.
Yeah,
But
I
yeah,
couldn't even watch it. Okay.
Leighton Meester,
Mm-hmm.
who played Rebecca, was originally cast as Sarah, but then they gave her the role of Rebecca instead.
I wonder why.
Probably because they were like, wow, Minka Kelly's a little bit more famous than you, and she pretty much looks exactly like you, so let's just make her Sarah.
Or they went up to her and they're like, you know what? You play psychotic very well.
Very well.
Very well. And we're gonna cast you as Rebecca.
Yeah, you're gonna be right. Like you're still gonna be in the movie, but
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you'll be on the poster.
Yeah. You're gonna be one of the big names on there.
Yeah. Like Minka Kelly's not gonna be on the poster, but you get to be on the poster.
You get to be on the poster.
Do you look flattering? Absolutely not. But you get to be on that poster. And then this movie has 3 Vampire Diaries universe cast members in it. Nina Dobrev, Maria, Kat Graham, Kim,
Cat.
and then Nathan Parsons. He plays Jackson in the originals. He played like that cashier guy at the coffee shop.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, 3 people from the Vampire Diaries
Wow. I
are
wonder
in
how
this
close
movie.
like the filming locations were for either of them. They just needed some like fillers.
What if this was supposed to be an episode of the Vampire Diaries and they were like, you know what, we could drag this out to make a movie.
Yo.
Let's take out the vampires. Let's just change the 2 lead girls' names.
Yeah.
We got it.
Yo, imagine. They're like, you know what? We wanted to dedicate this whole season to this concept, but you know what? Works so much better as a movie.
Yeah, and then they decided to do it anyway when they had the Kai Parker season of the Vampire Diaries.
Yeah.
They were like,
Yeah.
they were like, wow, I know that movie flopped, but like we can really do the psychotic person.
Yeah. We can do it better.
We can do it better. And they did.
Yeah.
They did.
They did.
But yeah, that's all the movie facts I have because the other ones were just like Minka Kelly was like 27 in this movie, and I was like,
Oh.
you could tell. You could. I have eyes.
Yeah, I can see and I have a functioning brain.
I have a
So
functioning brain. I saw that. So is it iconic?
no,
Yeah, not at all.
and it's not even bad iconic either.
No, it's boring until like the last 30 minutes of the movie.
It is boring. It's boring. Like the whole like the parts when Rebecca goes off on her own and does like her not killing of anybody and whatever, like it gets you like it holds your attention for like those 2 minutes and then you're back to the regular plot and you're like whatever, I can really do without this movie.
Yeah.
I could have lived my life without having watched it, but
Yeah, I just felt like they were like, let's just put the biggest teen drama stars we can into
into
one
one
movie.
movie.
They were like,
Yeah.
do we need a good plot? No.
No. Yeah, it's not a movie that I would like go back for.
Not at all. Also, in like all the descriptions for this movie, they kept bringing up about how the 2 girls looked alike, but in the movie itself, they never bring it up
Yeah, they don't.
at all.
And then when they had the opportunity to show Rebecca dressed as Sara,
It was
they
a dark
don't.
scene.
Yeah.
And
Like
then
the most
somehow
they
her
do is like when Rebecca leaves the elevator at Jason's hotel and she kind of looks in a mirror, but it's so dark
and her
and the
face is
hat
covered and
is
the
covering
hat
most of her face.
and her hair is still blonde.
Yeah. Which
It
wouldn't
was
work, by the way. Like
yeah.
if she went, I don't know what kind of like box dye she would have gone for, but
It was
it would have
terrible.
it would have covered the blonde for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. It wasn't making sense to me.
Yeah.
But yeah. Bad movie.
Bad movie.
You don't need to watch it.
You don't. Unless you just want to see all of the Vampire Diaries almost all of the Vampire Diary cast on one screen with some other popular
They're never
teen
together
movie.
though, so
They are never together. And they all get each like what, 2 minutes of
2
screen
minutes of
time
screen time
and one
maximum.
line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, not iconic. In fact, you don't need to watch it.
Yeah. You literally could just listen to this and have the
A
whole
good
thing.
understanding of what happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did it deserve the 3% on Rotten Tomatoes?
No, it could have been higher than
No.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. I
It
would have
could.
I would have
I would
accepted
accept it.
like
15, 20.
yeah, I would have accepted a 20. Because at least sorry, something flew across the window. Um and it was not a bird, by the way. It was an actual object.
Aliens.
um oh, what was I gonna say? Ginger Dead Man and like the Leprechaun. At least those were funny.
Yeah.
Like they were low production and you can tell.
Hmm.
But at least they were funny and they have a better review than this movie.
Yeah, they had better villains who
Yeah.
actually did stuff throughout
Yeah.
the movie, not just the last 15 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, go watch
Uh,
those movies.
Yeah, go watch those instead. Like I feel like we're still trying to find a bad movie that holds a candle to like Ginger
Cool
Dead
World.
Man, Cool World, and The Leprechaun. Like it's either super bad or it's like bad funny. And we still
Yeah.
haven't found like a good fourth one.
Yeah, we need to get on that.
Yeah, maybe we just can't find like we can't break the trifecta of Cool World.
Trifecta.
The trifecta, the bad trifecta.
Okay. Sabrina, you still need to watch Leprechaun.
Yes, if she
I,
hasn't yet.
if you're listening to me right now,
Yes.
go watch it right now.
Yeah.
Thank you. This was
Thank
only
you.
for Sabrina's to hear.
Yeah. Any Sabrinas.
Any Sabrinas.
Any and all Sabrinas.
All Sabrinas.
We're rounding you all up and we're telling you to watch The Leprechaun.
Every Sabrina in the world needs to come
Yeah.
together
Yeah.
and watch Leprechaun.
Yeah. And if some Sabrinas are like that scary movies are not for you, this is not a scary movie.
It's not. It's more of
It's
a
not.
comedy than anything
Yes.
else.
Like the description on Wikipedia says horror/comedy. It's not horror.
At all.
It's comedy.
Yes.
So go watch it.
Please and thank you.
Please and thank you.
Okay, so I am ready for your recommendations.
Okay. So both my recommendations are video games.
Oh
The first one.
my gosh.
What?
Both of mine are video games.
Shut up! Really?
Yes.
We're so in sync. This is why
We're in sync.
Yes. My first one is Detroit Become Human,
Okay.
and solely because, when I started watching The Roommate, I don't think I was really like looking at the screen yet. And I just heard the voice, and I was like, I know this voice. And Minka Kelly plays one of the characters in Detroit Become Human. And that's how I recognized her voice.
Why is she a voice actress? Her voice is not expressive at all.
Well, the character that she plays, she's not very expressive either. She's a robot.
She makes tons of sense now.
She's an android, excuse me. She's an
Got
android.
It. That
it
for
makes
her.
it makes sense for the character and it makes sense because she's an android.
Okay.
So she's like perfect. I love her character's like devil's advocate sometimes. It's amazing. And then my second recommendation is Little Nightmares.
Okay.
Good game. The second one just came out. Go play it or go like watch gameplay, whatever. But the first and the second one, so good. The animation, amazing. Graphics, so good. Go check those out.
Okay. My first one is Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Love this game.
Yeah.
I've played it like 3 times. Love it.
It's good.
I want another one. Give me
good.
another one. Because I tried playing, what's the name of that other Star Wars game? Like Squadron? Is that what it's called?
I've heard Squadron was good.
It was okay. I liked Fallen Order much better.
Okay.
Great game. It's that guy from Shameless, that like red-haired guy. He voices, and he's also like the like model for the character,
Oh,
so it like
really?
looks exactly like him and sounds exactly like him. Very
Oh,
strange.
Cameron Monaghan?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
He was also on the Vampire Diary, not the Vampire Diaries. What's it called? We just did this movie, Vampire Academy. There we go.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, play that game. It's really fun. My second game is Injustice 2.
Ooh.
You get to play as DC characters and like fight each other. Very fun. I love playing as, who are my two favorite? Superman, of course.
Of course.
And Aquaman's pretty good.
Ooh.
Um what's his name? Don't know. I'm not a really big DC person.
What do they look like?
He he looks like he's like Egyptian. The Shazam guy. What's his name?
Oh, I
I
don't know
know
that much about DC.
I know in the movies his name is, in the movie with that guy from Tangled, he's named Shazam, but I'm pretty sure in like the comic books he has a different name. But yeah,
Oh,
him.
okay.
Oh no, Black Adam. There we go. That's what
Black
I'm thinking
Adam.
of.
Okay.
Boom. Great. Loved him. So yeah, fun game. Play that. Oh, and I have a third one.
Okay.
Just remembered it. American Dragon Jake Long is now on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Started watching it
Yo.
yesterday. Love
What a
it.
classic.
What a classic.
We love it.
Great show. Everyone, if you have not watched it, please watch it.
Yeah. If you didn't watch it, do it.
Great
It's
Asian
so good.
representation.
Honestly, though.
But yeah, that's it for this week. Thank you for
Yeah.
listening. Don't forget to follow us on social media. We have a Twitter and an Instagram. They're both
Mm-hmm.
at SYTYI podcast. Um, Send us some movie requests, send us movie stories,
Mm-hmm.
send us a story. I don't care.
Yeah. Any story.
Anyhow, at SYTYI podcast at
Also,
gmail.com.
answer our questions if you could.
Please. We had a lot more listeners recently. Don't know what happened.
Hmm.
Like our like listenership for The Sound of Music was like the highest we've had in a while. I was
Really?
very shocked. I was like, wow.
You say Dame Julie Andrews and just you summon everybody.
Yeah. Answer our question. We have another Julie Andrews movie where we had a couple questions.
Yes. Specifically about monarchies.
The Princess Diaries. Go listen to that.
Yeah. If you live under a monarchy, if you have any experience with a monarchy,
If you're a historian, like let us
yeah,
know.
let us know. We've got questions.
So many questions. Do I remember any of them right now?
No.
No. But you could go listen and then you can
Yeah.
answer them.
Yeah. Find all of our questions.
Ooh, let's make it a game.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah.
First person gets a high five.
Yeah. Yeah. A digital high five.
Digital high five.
Yeah.
The funniest gift on my phone. How about that?
Yeah.
Yeah. But don't forget to subscribe to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and go on Apple Podcasts and give us a rate and a review.
Yeah, leave a little review.
Yeah, lots of fun. Share us with your friends and your family.
Mm-hmm.
We're in the home stretch, so don't forget to keep wearing your mask. I know numbers are going down, but like that's because people are getting vaccinated, but there's still people who aren't. So wear your mask.
Yeah, make sure to wash it.
Yes.
Make sure to still safely social distance, wash your hands.
Yes. 20 seconds.
Yeah, it's exciting to see that the numbers are going down, but
I'm looking at you, men. Wash your hands.
Right.
If you're a woman, don't ever touch a man.
Don't.
Don't.
Unless you actually saw them wash their hands.
Yes.
And then just the hands. Don't touch anything else.
Don't touch anything else.
There's germs everywhere.
You know that person has 2-in-1 body wash. Don't touch them. We're not in middle school anymore.
Yeah, and they're probably ashy.
Yeah.
And they nope.
Yeah.
There's sandpaper underneath those pant legs. You
Mm,
know it.
yeah.
It's 2021. We don't date men that don't moisturize
I keep forgetting it's 2021.
or have a face regimen.
Hmm.
If that's your bare minimum, I'm rooting for you.
Good luck, Charlie.
Good luck, Charlie. Okay.
Well, either way, stay iconic.
Stay iconic, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.